I usually basically ask each of my kind of conversation podcast guests one last question. So I dub it the overview effect question. The overview effect is basically when astronauts see the Earth from space, and they also like have a psychological breakthrough, in themselves by seeing the world, basically together. They see plants, animals, humans, everything as Earthlings, not as this like dichotomies and all this other stuff as ecological. So what I basically like to ask is, if you were, up there at the ISS or on the moon or looking down and people are looking up at you, maybe no one's looking up at you, but what do you have to say? We talked a lot about womanhood. We talked a lot about, aging and stuff. Are there any parting words, things that you would kind of like to say because you have the platform? So
I think I would say work on important problems is the big one. This is not necessarily easy, but I think it's seen as astronomically hard when actually a lot of work can be done just because there's somebody running on it, so to speak, right? And there are, like, the technical risk, like the market risk or whatever, but like there's a lot of things that kill companies that are technically easy. And there's also a lot of benefit of working on something interesting and important. Like, a lot of people want to work with us on it now. We get a lot of opportunities because we're one of the few people in the field.
Sure.
So I think that's the biggest thing. Is just like, I don't know, I have like a somewhat aggro view that if you're like able and well, like you have a responsibility to do things that help other people, and it can be like a one-to-one, like a doctor or even a good parent, like hits this in many ways. But if you can scale it, I mean, there's obvious benefits to that.
Beautiful. So do what you can when you can, but then scale it also. I love
if you want, I mean, it's like if you're, it just depends on your sk set, but
totally. And we don't want to, pigeonhole too many people, but yeah, I agree with the sentiment.